Yo, what up, guys? It's Essential. I'm back with another video. Going to be talking about my entire selection of macros, weak auras, scripts, add-ons, and I already said weak auras. But regardless, I'm going to have a paste bin down below in the comments if you guys just want to go through these things yourself. A lot of it is pretty basic stuff. There are some niche like macros, weak auras, and add-ons that you might find helpful, but this is pretty much just going to be the entirety of like my UI and what I use to play arenas. I leave out a lot of PvE stuff. If you guys are interested in that, let me know and I can make something separate for that. But that's pretty much it. If you just want to go through it yourself, because you may have a lot of this stuff already, I'm just going to be going through all of it right now and showing you guys like where on my screen things are, etc. So I'm just going to be looking at my paste bin on the side here and just pointing out like where each of these are. I'll show it here very quickly. This is the paste bin. I start with add-ons. Maybe you guys can tab through this as well. I'll slowly scroll through this. Start out with my add-ons, go through my macros and scripts, and then I'll end up going through my weak auras here. There's not too many here, but there are more that I just literally don't have for arenas yet, and once I get them, I'll put them in there, such as like when warlocks have 8 stacks of their next instant bolt, or when fury warriors are reaching like 4 to 8 stacks of their big huge dam. So I'm just gonna scroll through this and show you guys pretty much everything I've got. So if that's all you want to watch, go ahead. Otherwise, here we go. I'm going to be talking through each of them in order. So first off, we've got ArenaNumbers, and this is going to be the 1, 2, and 3 above the enemy nameplates right here where my mouse is. And then that's very useful if you're going to be playing against 2 of the same class, like double lock or something. That way you can refer to them with your teammates as go on 2, etc. Rather than like trying to say a full name or something. Let's just say like Arena 2 for the go, or I'll CC number 3, etc. Next is Bartender. This is just the general UI add-on that I use to like move my bars into the middle of my screen, as well as like stack them on the bottom. I have 2 bars here over on the right hand side that I have hidden as well. So I just use that to move my spells around and whatnot in bars. You guys can use ElvUI or basic UI, whatever you guys please. And then I've got BidDebuffs. Let me see if I can show you guys like where my BidDebuffs is in this clip. It makes it so the icons on my party frames are like huge, like right here. Like both of my allies are feared, so it makes the icon for the fear a little bit bigger. And it gets bigger based on the ability used, and you can actually go into the add-on and set it. So like at one point I had Unstable Affliction or like Maledict as like the top priority one or something. But you want to have that add-on if you're going to be queuing arenas for sure. Next I've got Details, and that's just going to be my charts for damage and healing on the bottom of my screen. Just really nice to see. You can also look at like death logs. I heard they recently updated enemy death logs, so you can see what you actually hit them with to kill them, etc. Really good stuff. Also dispels, etc. That add-on is like awesome. Then I use Gladiator Losa 2, which is going to be the audibles you hear in my games when I actually post the live games. It's like a little female saying like, oh, Avenging Wrath, or Polymorph, or Cyclone, or Vendetta, Vanish, Evasion, yada yada. It's an audible, and it's so freaking helpful. If you don't plan on playing like in the AWC and playing at LAN tournaments where this add-on is not allowed, just play it. Like, it's so useful. I am much better with my ears rather than my eyes in reacting to things, because I'm getting old, man, and I can't keep track of literally everything with just my eyes like a lot of these best OG players do. So, if you're just coming to the game, hanging out, you're not playing this game for a living, you're not streaming, you're not going to LANs, get this add-on. It is so helpful, and you'll get used to hearing the calls and reacting appropriately. Gladiator Losa 2. Next up is Gladius. Everybody should know this. This is the enemy raid frames right here that tracks diminishing returns, offensive, defensive abilities, class, specialization, trinket, race, etc. That's the one I use. If you guys are just coming back to the game or something, or just stepping into the arena, I do recommend a different one because it has I think the cast bars are a little better, and it automatically shows a lot of the common defensives and offensive abilities, etc. And that's going to be called GladiusEX. Okay, so if you're brand new, try GladiusEX as well, and you can use that for your party as well if you're not used to using the regular party frames or don't want to use OmniCD with it. I'll go over that one in a minute. But next up, we've got JaxPartyCastbars. So let's see if I can show you guys this one. This is going to be showing when my allies are casting. Like right here, this is what is showing the Door of Shadows from my Shaman. It'll also show Hex, etc. This is a very good add-on if you're going to be playing with mages, because a lot of the times you're not able to just keep track of when your mage is polymorphing. And so my main team, we play Pala. I need to know if my mage just gets kicked on his polymorph, because there will be a lot of situations where he's like, I'm going for a re-poly, but I may not get it. And if he doesn't get it, then it's my Hodge. So if I see he gets kicked a full second or a half a second before the cast finished, I need to see that and then recognize that I need to press Hodge afterwards. So this is really awesome. Shout out Jax. He makes awesome stuff, dude. Definitely look up that add-on as well. You may not be able to find it in WoWup. I also should probably mention that I use WoWup to keep most of my add-ons as well. Let me update these. I honestly should get rid of a lot of these, but you guys should use WoWup as well. It's the new best add-on holder and whatnot to get more add-ons, etc. So next up, we've got MoveableHolyPower bar, or MoveableHolyPower, and that just allows me to move my Holy Power bar into the middle of my screen. Next up, we've got MoveAnything. And this is going to allow you to literally move anything that you want. It's very sketchy, though. It's hard to, go back to your original settings. If you, delete the add-on, it, messes things up. It took me a while to, fix it. All I wanted to do was make my focus target's cast bar, a little bigger. So, MoveAnything would allow me to make, this Warrior's Shattering Throw here in a second, a little bit bigger. But you can literally do anything with this. I also moved the little information frame. I don't know what this is called. I moved this around as well just so it wouldn't cover stuff on my stream. So it can be useful. I wouldn't mess around with it unless you are trying to solve a problem that you really want to solve, showing enemy cast bars being bigger, if you really can't find another way to move things, because if you move something, it's going to be really hard to put it back, and once you're committed to this add-on, you are freaking committed to it. So that's going to be MoveAnything. Next up is OmniBar. OmniBar is going to be these icons on the bottom here underneath the middle of my screen that show enemy cooldowns like Recklessness, Avatar, Fear, Hodge, Grip, Bop Sac. This is necessary for arenas. You want to be tracking these things, especially some of the main things I track is Balanced Druid's Root Beams, so I know when he has his silence up, so I can try to pre-freedom or pre-aura mastery it. You definitely want to be aware of Hunter Trap as well, so you can pre-sack or position yourself closer to the pet or something so that you can pre-taunt the pet. It's more likely to hit you. With this add-on, though, you do have to go into it and check off all of the abilities you want to see. I'll probably put out another video with that for what I personally have checked off, but today we're just going to do a brief overview. Next is OmniCC. This might be the add-on that shows in the middle of my screen when I am CC'd. I'm pretty sure I got like asphyxiated here or something. But I'm not too sure if I actually even use this add-on. Yeah, I'm about to be asphyxiated here, and you guys will see. So this might be the thing in the middle of my screen right here that says stun for 3 seconds. I don't know, honestly. So get it if you want, get it if you don't. I don't know. That's all it's for, if that's what it does. That might be some other add-on as well. But then we've got OmniCD on deck, and that is going to be the friendly, defensive, offensive, kicks, abilities, trinkets, etc. on the left-hand side of my nameplates. And with this too, you can go into OmniCD very easily and check off like what you want to see, covenant abilities, walls, all this stuff. I definitely went in and made sure to check off like Tremor Totem, Grounding, Chain Harvest, Kyrian Spear, Aegis for sure, War Banner, etc. This is super key. Like if you're going to be pushing high rating in arenas, you need to know your allies' defensives, when they're going to be up, etc. And this add-on is great because for the most part, it does track like if your allies' defensives are being reduced or offenses. So like for example, this season when I was playing with my mage in 2s to push 2100, it literally tracks like when his combustion gets reduced down by 3 seconds when he presses fireball. So it doesn't update for Chain Harvest though, for the enhanced Chain Harvest spec, which is kind of annoying, but maybe it does now. I don't know. But that's OmniCD. Next, we've got REFlex. I don't think I go into it here, but in my last video, I went over it, and pretty much it is this little icon on the top right of my screen that shows like our win-loss, etc. Very helpful ease of life add-on. So honestly, get that. It'll show like your MMR, what comps you're playing, 2s, 3s on the day in the session, etc. Next up, we've got SafeQueue. I'll definitely be able to show this one. And this add-on just shows me how much time I have left to accept the queue pop, like above the screen. Where the heck? Is there a time where I'm like in Orbos, man? Should be. What the heck? But anyway, this add-on is freaking awesome. You want to get SafeQueue. I guess not. You want to get SafeQueue. It says like, oh, 5 seconds left to accept the queue. So useful. Next up, I've got WeakAuras, and WeakAuras are necessary, honestly, in my opinion. This is what's going to show, like, right here. It showed the enemy's Bestial Wrath. And it also showed the taunt right there. There's the Bestial Wrath. This is in a WeakAura that I imported, the Mes Weak Auras that I'll have linked in the Pastebin as well. Shows Bestial Wrath, like Vendetta, etc., other stuff. Get WeakAuras, get used to it, learn how to use them. They're very important for arenas. There are stuff you need to track with WeakAuras that you can't otherwise track. Next up is TrufigiGCD, and this is going to be tracking my globals here. I mainly do this so that you guys can see like what globals I'm using all of the time. I did also have it, yeah, right here. I do also have my targets globals as well, though I honestly like never look at this. I think it's more for you guys or something, but you can also track focus targets. It can be pretty useful, especially as a DPS. But that's going to be it for like my add-ons. So next we'll go over macros and scripts, and I'll just put this on the screen here. Maybe I can open up WoW real quick and maybe show you guys, but I've got a Judgement Macro to hit my target or the nearest target if I don't have one selected, and I use my Fire Eater's Vial toy. Maybe you guys will be able to see it if I play the video, but when I press Judgment, you'll see like a little flame coming out. I guess it wasn't up, or I didn't press Judgment here. But whatever, that's pretty cool. I just like to use that toy. The next is going to be an insane Crusader Strike macro. This is very, very, very good. I found it originally in PvE, but it's super good for PvP. And it'll hit the nearest target in front of you with Crusader Strike if you're in range of a target and you don't have a target selected. So when you're getting trained and you don't like have time, or you don't have a enemy 1, 2, 3 set up, whatever, I definitely don't. It'll just strike the nearest target in front of you, but be careful that you don't break CC with this one. Next is the Taunt Macro. I've gone over this before. This will just taunt any pet in the arena. I should also add like Kevin's Oozling here or something, but whatever. And you want to just taunt pets before trap every time. Sometimes you get lucky and it breaks it. I break them all the time at like 2-4 CR if I get lucky. You know, it'll happen, but most good hunters will control their pet once you get to a certain rating. Next is a Trinket Sac Macro. Don't just use this. Like, this needs to be just an option that you have. Especially lately, there's been 3 or 4 times this season already where I've been CC'd in between my trinket and my sack when I'm literally moving like my finger, or like in the 0.2 seconds that it takes for me to press like both separately. So this way you won't get CC'd in between your trinket and your sack. It is the worst feeling in the world. So this can be very useful. I also have a bubble sack macro for the same type of reason, so I don't get my teammate doesn't die in like the 0.1 to 0.5 seconds that I'm moving my thumb or like pressing both abilities. Very useful. I use the bubble sack one a ton. And then here are 2 scripts. The first script is to make your friendly nameplates purple, and the second is to make them shorter. So right here you can see that this is my shaman, and this is his health bar along with the icon. I pretty much use this and I shorten the nameplates so that I can just see where my teammates are, because a lot of the time this season, especially like with just the marker above their head, I'm not able to see them. So I use both of these together. Go check that one out, see if you like it. I also wrote down how to fix it if you don't want the nameplates to be purple. Otherwise, the short script will just like reset all the time, so you have to like keep pressing it. And next up, we've got the cancel Bop Macro. This is going to be right here on the bottom of my screen. It says 4 minutes left. This is very good versus RMP when you're training the mage and you have to bop yourself out of a blind or a kidney. And you want to cancel it so that the mage can't steal the bop and be immune to physical damage for a few seconds or whatever. Very good. You're going to need that macro if you're playing a Holy Paladin. It's so strong. You could also put Blessing of Freedom in there if you're trying to like push 2s or something and really want to min-max, but it's not that necessary. So next up is going to be the oh fuck button. This is on the bottom of my screen here, the little man, what is that icon? Light of the Naru or whatever icon on the bottom left next to my bubble and Divine Protection. That is just going to pop like Hellstone, File, and Wall, and my Battle Masters together. I should put Aegis in there too, but I like using that separately. And that's just when you're in an oh fuck situation. I honestly think it's a very useful macro just in case. There are situations where you're overly stressed and you're under a lot of pressure and you can't like press 3 different blinds within like 0.5 seconds or something, so you can just press all of them in one easy fix. Try not to rely on it too much though. You do want to use your stuff separately every time if possible. It's only when you're in an oh fuck situation. Okay, and then next I listed my Arena 1, 2, 3 stuff so you guys can set that up. And then next I've got my Divine Favor plus Holy Light here. This will just cast Divine Favor and Holy Light in one button, so I don't have to like press them separately, which is nice. My Holy Light is on R, so I have my Divine Favor Holy Light on Alt R, so it's like the same button pretty much. And then I have my Flash of Light one off on my screen. You can't see it, but it's Shift R as well. Don't ever press the Holy Light one unless you're playing the Light's Grace PvP talent, or you're literally AFK and just want to build up Holy Power, 2 Holy Power on a beacon target for like no mana. And then After that, we go into my weak auras. So this I can't really show unless I play against somebody who has resolve. Okay, here, we do play against someone who has resolve. We play against this priest. This weak aura is this little thing on the far right hand side that shows the resolve trinket when it's up. And I had to go into this add-on specifically. I made stuff smaller. It also shows my target right up here. I'm noticing this is overlapping now. It's kind of annoying, so I'll have to move that. But this is very good. It'll show enemies and friendlies and focus target, whatever. Very good for tracking the new trinket this season. I have that linked there. Then I have the 2-set bonus tracker. This is this icon right here that looks like a flash concentration from Holy Priest icon. But this is just going to tell you when you have your two set bonus up for Holy Paladin, and it's actually very useful to keep track of because I've noticed in a lot of my games, Vanquisher's hammer charges and the 2-set tier bonus won't line up together, and the 2-set bonus healing you get from Light of Dawn is actually nasty. So if your teammates, I think I actually used it in one of these games here, I pressed Light of Dawn naturally rather than pressing Word of Glory. And it's because I was 3 seconds away from a Vanquisher's hammer charge, but I had the tier set proc up, and my team was literally about to die, and I have 3 Holy Power. So the amount of healing I'm going to get from using that 2-set bonus is actually more than if I had pressed Word of Glory, because Word of Glory naturally does next to nothing, honestly. You need like that bonus mastery healing, bonus Word of Glory healing from your legendary, etc. So that's going to be that one. Next is going to be a missing aura, weak aura. I don't think you ever see it in my games, but it's just in case I don't have like my consecration aura up or my devotion aura remind me to use it. Very good, get that one. I also have a Vanquisher's hammer charge weak aura. You'll probably see it here. It's right here above the tier set. It says how many charges or of the buff I have to use Word of Glory, as well as how much time I have left on it to use it. This is very good. You want to be keeping track of this buff so that there are situations when your team is fine, and you have like one charge left. It's about to run out. You don't want these to run out. So what you can do is use your second Vanquisher's hammer and like refresh the stacks of the buff so that you'll now have 3 and you have more time and more healing if the enemies are going to press offensive abilities in like the next 15-30 seconds or whatever. So this is the weak aura right here. Next we've got the track friendly / enemy resonators. I don't know if I can show this here, but it's just a chart that shows friendly enemy resonators. It's pretty easy to track now and not as important as it was like the first week of the season when you were getting one banged by freaking sub-rogues that would just duel you with kidney and resonators. And there was no way to see if it was on the ground because you could barely see it. Even if you had 20/20 vision, it was so toxic. But next we'll go into the Soulbinds as well. Let's see if I check my Soulbinds in the arena start at all. Pretty sure I do versus team. Yeah, so right here, I have the weak aura to show your Soulbinds in the talent tree. These 3 on the left here, you can also change them in the match. If you're playing Necro Holy Paladin, you're not going to be using this much at all, but it is a nice ease of life thing and that you guys can use like outside of arenas. So I thought I'd drop that in there. Next, we've got enemy CDs popped in Mes Weak Auras. I went over this when I talked about my add-ons as well, but I'll just let this clip play. This is another weak aura I have that shows like for raid, taunts, and defensives. It's really nice to track rally and aura mastery. I've been meaning to give this one to my teammates so my shaman knows when he has aura mastery. And hopefully, yeah, here we go. This Mes Weak Aura pack shows like they just trinketed it in the middle of my screen. It'll also use like offensive abilities and ice block, etc. So that's very good. And the last but not least, we've got the missing beacon indicator. Oh, I do. This is REFlex, by the way. This is REFlex right here. I didn't realize it was at the start of my screen. But this is going to be the REFlex add-on that shows that I went 16-4 playing Turbo yesterday. It was freaking awesome. And it shows MMR, duration, damage healing, how much rating you got, what comps you played against. Like, it's awesome. So then I've got the missing beacon. Okay, I'll load into this game super quick. It's going to be all the time, regardless. Pretty much whenever I load into the arena, it's going to say, like, missing beacon. And so that's just a nice reminder just to not forget to put on beacon on 2 targets. It's very useful. Otherwise, that's going to be it, guys. That is all of my macros, weak auras, scripts, add-ons for Arena. If you guys have any other questions, if you have maybe add-on scripts, weak auras, macros that you love to use that weren't listed in this video, maybe I'll check them out. But that is going to be everything I use for Arena. So I hope you guys can get some use out of this. I hope you guys use some of the macros, weak auras, add-ons, and scripts, etc. And thank you guys so much for watching, hanging out, enjoying the videos. I hope you guys are climbing in CR and learning a lot and just having a good time. So happy Saturday as well. Don't forget, even though I'm essential, baby, so are you. Peace.